Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? Let me know. Go down to the comments and let me know how you're doing. Or look in the description of this video, find my phone number, and send me a text. Or email me. Seriously, I like hearing from you. I've hit that point. So I'm 45. I'll be turning 46 in a month ish. And thinking back to when I was a child, so my dad was, see, he's turning 80, so he was 35 when he had me. 36, something like that. And then when I was like 10 years old, my dad was just this old man, right? And my grandparents, my grandmothers, both of them were born, I believe, in 1912 and 1913. They were like a year apart, maybe. So they were, what, like 63 years older than me or something like that? Is that how that works? Is that math? 66, 60. I was born in 79. They were born in 13. 65 years, whatever. You get it. All right, man, yeah, something like that. 66, 67 years older than me. So when I was younger, they were already like old people. Old people. My grandfather, my dad's father died when my dad was like in his 20s, so I never met him. But my mom's father, he was younger than my grandmother. He was at least 10 years younger than my grandmother, maybe even more than that. So he was kind of like the youngest person around me. Like the youngest, well, that's not true. I had my aunt and uncle. My aunt was older than my mom, and my uncle is older than my dad. My uncle is probably, let's see, my dad's turning 79 or 80. Will my dad turn 80 this year? My dad turns 80 this year. My uncle is probably like 84, 85 or something like that. So he was a little older as well. And when I was a kid, so, you know, when I say a kid, I'm thinking like teens, like 10 to 12 to 13, somewhere around there. These people were all just like elderly people to me. My uncle had false teeth. I don't remember my uncle not having false teeth. So he was my age and had false teeth. Grandfather was probably, in his 50s or 60s when I was a teenager, early 60s, false teeth, like white hair, dressed old, like just old people. And I thought, man, it must suck to be old. But here I am at 46, and I, mentally feel like I'm still a 20-year-old. Like, I don't feel like I'm slowing down at all. I don't feel like I'm having any cognitive issues, real cognitive issues. I have noticed some things like night vision is not nearly as good as it used to be. Cars, I can start to understand the older you get, the less you want to drive at night. I get that. But I'm still like brave enough, like, because I still have that 20-year-old mentality that whatever, I got this. So all this is to say, we got more snow. School has been canceled again for tomorrow, so the kids have been off all week because it keeps snowing. We've got probably, like, I think the forecast has said we've had 13 inches of snow over the past 3 days. I tried to shovel yesterday. I went outside. I at least needed to do the sidewalk because Malia was getting some packages, and I needed to do my kid's car, which is parked at the end of the driveway, because she needed to get to work today. So I needed to get her car dug out, sideway dug out. And so I started by digging my car out and brushing it off in case I needed to go somewhere. Started it up for a while because the battery will die in a couple of days if I don't start it. It still has a draw problem I've never been able to figure out. And so I started to shovel. I shoveled all that up by my daughter's car. So probably 10 feet of driveway got shoveled. A little bit of the road because the plow didn't get up to my sidewalk. And then the sidewalk, my porch, I salted everything. And by the end of that, I was hoping to do the whole driveway. But by the end of that, my back was on fire. And I was like, well, I've got to go like ice it, sit down. I realized, wait, I already have the gray. I already, like, I am the old guy, right? If my daughter, she'll be turning 21 this year. If she has a child, soonish, whatever, then it'll be the same. Like, I'll be my grandfather's age when that kid gets to remembrance times, 55, 56, 57. What's it going to be like? I'm already falling apart at 45, 46. I obviously I'm going to look old. But stopping and thinking about it now, like my wife's family is that old. They're fine. They're just like they're not any older than me. They don't seem like it, but they are. My wife's grandmother is my dad's age, or actually, she's my mom's age. She's fine. She's spry. My mom's spry. Like the older generation is not as old as I remember them being. They just felt ancient when I was a kid. But I've hit that point where I'm starting to think like, oh shoot, I'm old. That makes me sad, Like I thought I was gonna be like a skater punk for my whole life, and I was gonna, wear my anarchy symbols with pride and play hacky sack in my driveway with my elderly friends while we drink beer or something. I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think that 45 was going to be like, man, you're ancient. You did some work today. Time to go sit down. That's sad. Still doing my exercises every day, and my back's gotten way better. Like it is so much better than it's been in the last 3 years. But it's still a long road to go, and I realize that. I realize that I'm not done just because I'm managing the pain now and I'm continuing to do my exercises. That doesn't mean that I'm done. Like I still have to continue to do these exercises. I'll still have to work towards it to maintain the fact that my back isn't a problem. But man, shoveling, that taught me something. It taught me something bad. And I think part of it is I haven't been able to walk for this whole week. Like I need to walk. I walk a mile and a half a day. I haven't been able to walk at all. What the heck? Am I crazy? When we were younger, if you're 40 something, were the old people who were really only a couple, 20 years older than you, were the 60-year-olds like ancient to you? Were 45-year-olds ancient to you when you were a kid? They felt ancient to me. They felt like they were just incapable. I know I'm wrong. I know that now that I've hit this point, but it still sucks to think about. Okay. Thank you for being here. Please like and comment, and if you're not subscribed, do that. It helps me. I'm trying to do something here this year, and we'll see what happens. Together. Come back. See you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are now learning 12 things to know before letting go. Number 1, the past can steal your present if you let it. You can spend hours, days, weeks, months, or even years overanalyzing a situation from the past, trying to put the pieces together, justifying what could have or should have happened, or you can just leave the pieces on the floor and walk out the door into the sunlight. I've often said that the problem that I have with like relationship counseling, the rehashing of past mistakes is a huge pitfall. Just move on. Put that stuff aside. I know it's not as easy as that, but it's important.